Hey everyone, welcome to SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And here's our podcast.
For the Realistic SLP. Welcome!
Oh, look, we did that together.
We're awesome.
Cheers to that.
That's right. Our life is speech, and we're okay with that. Understanding, language comprehension, expressive output.
And then also you're teaching them like syntactically correct sentences.
Right. Work smarter, not harder.
Right.
The first step is just how to communicate.
Trying to help people to, improve their speech language communication. Neurons that fire together, wire together.
I like that. That's really genius. We need to cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey everyone, welcome to SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And here's our podcast.
Yay for the wine-loving SLP.
Who's very realistic.
Of course.
What does it mean to be a realistic SLP?
What does that mean to me?
Yes.
It means that you just say the truth. Like, yep, that's right. Today I did not wash my hair and I showed up to work. And you're okay with it.
Right,
and you're just like, I use this lesson and I'm going to keep using it. And nope, I haven't thought of what I'm doing next week yet because I'm just trying to get through today.
Right,
I'm just trying to live in the moment.
I live in the present.
Right, exactly.
It is a gift and all.
Right, yes.
I like the idea of thinking that time is elastic. It does expand with you. Every time you think you don't have enough time to do something, that time, if you do that thing that you don't have time to do, the time expands. You're able to achieve multiple things. I think it's like a mental block when people think, I don't have time to do that.
I think that's an excuse because you want to avoid that thing that you don't want to do.
Perhaps that could be it as well.
Let's use an example here, and then we should jump into the wine. But what's an excuse? Like, what's your excuse that you say, I don't have time to do that?
I don't have time to fold the laundry.
Interesting.
Yes. I really don't think I do.
Okay.
I'm trying to be somebody.
Right. But do you want to be someone with clean clothes?
I sure do.
I
sure do.
Yeah, so then you're going to need to fold those clothes.
Yes, that is accurate.
Yes. I'm being realistic with you.
That is that, and I do appreciate that. And I certainly will fold the clothes, but I won't like it.
Okay. But I'm a big fan of folding clothes. Obviously, I don't know why. That's
you
obvious.
Enjoy it?
Yeah.
I'd rather burn it and buy new clothes.
No, because you're sorting through your clothes and you're like, half the time, like, I forgot I had this shirt. And even if I did just wear it like 2 days ago. But I also like listen to music. I talk to my friend on the phone. Like, I multitask. I don't just sit there and fold clothes.
That's something I wanted to talk about. Okay, so talk about this wine so we can talk about multitasking.
Okay, yes.
Okay, right. I'm going to write this down.
Okay, good. So
what are we drinking?
So we're avoiding the thing I put off. Yes. Anyway.
Wait, what did you put off?
I don't know.
Oh.
Nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Okay.
I do everything.
Sure. I'll catch you. I'll remember.
All right. So we are drinking a wine, and it's called El Grano Carbonere, 2015.
Yes, it's a vintage wine. It's
very
3 years
vintage,
old.
Very vintage.
Mm-hmm.
And we paired it with a very nice bruschetta. Has a nice brie cheese. It's very smooth, and some beautiful tomatoes and some onions. And I loved actually the bruschetta more than I love this wine. Not to say I don't like this wine. This wine has like a big kick to it.
Right.
It's
well,
like,
reading it, it says that it's balanced between cassis, pepper, and blackberry.
Yeah, and cassis is black currant because I didn't know what that was.
And what is black currant?
Black currant is like a type of fruit, I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah, it does. It looks like a blackberry. I googled images.
Yes,
I forgot.
And this wine is from Chile, right? And
it's a red table wine.
What does that mean? Like,
I think you drink it at a table, just like we are.
It's like you drink it at a table. You don't just chug it.
If you have a table, you may put this wine on there and then drink it.
You know what I think it means? That you drink it during like dinner. It's not like a dessert
wine. A dessert wine.
It's not a dessert wine. Well, yeah, because it's very acidic. And it's very darkly colored. And I like how Deborah tried to paint our names.
Oh, I sure did.
On these mason jars. And you can't see because
the
wine is so dark.
The wine is dark. I'm just going to repeat everything that Maria says.
Right. Deb is just gonna come under my wing, like, okay, Deb.
Under her wing.
Here's some lingo you're gonna say when you talk about wine.
When you talk about wine.
Yes. It's very acidic.
So acidic.
Yes, and it has fruity taste, but not like strawberry.
But
fruity.
not like a strawberry.
Right, like tart fruits.
Like a tart fruit.
All right. Anyway, I'm kind of scared this wine is gonna like stain my shirt right now. Like if I move too much.
Well, why don't you get your life together and don't spill it on yourself?
Okay.
No.
All right.
One time I because I wore a white shirt to work because like I just turned 30 and like just had faith in myself to wear a white shirt.
Cheers for that.
Woo!
Turning 30.
Oh yeah, I bet our listeners have no idea that we turned 30.
They're like, we get it. We get it.
You're 30.
You're 30. Like, please. Are we like perseverating? We should make goals for ourselves to stop talking about being 30.
Yeah. So, what was that goal again?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm 30, and but I uploaded a Facebook status one day where I was like, oh, I had spaghetti for lunch and I wore a white shirt and didn't even get one spot on it. So like that was such a miracle experience for me that I had to put it on my Facebook, and then Mike shared it to his wall, and he said how proud he was to be dating such a brainiac, but he was being facetious and rude.
Yeah.
Because I was actually proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you.
He was making fun of me.
I have some questions about this. Number one, when you wore this white shirt, did you like make like a napkin bib? Because that's what I do. You did?
I didn't, and that's why I was impressed.
I'm impressed.
Yes.
Can we do another cheers to that? Careful with this cheers. Don't spill it on my white shirt.
Well, I'm wearing black.
Well, you're lucky.
All right, I'm going to tell another story. This reminded me.
Okay.
So, like, when I was... This is, like, not the best reflection of me, but I was 18 years old, and I started working at a comedy club in Times Square. I brought this up before. And at that time, everybody in the wait staff was at least 22. The youngest person was 22. So after work, we'd all go out, we'd drink. We drank at work. So I was, like, 18 years old drinking too much alcohol. And so I end up drinking at work and then going to a bar, and then I threw up on myself and everyone at the table.
Oh, yes.
And, like, everyone I worked with was, like, gay. And this one guy was like, I'd help her, but I'm wearing white. And this other guy was like, I'd help her, but I'm wearing black. Like, I didn't care. I just was laying in my puke until my boyfriend came to pick me up.
I need to, like, use that line. Like, I'd help her, but I'm wearing black.
He's wearing black. Like, that was, like, I remember hearing that and, like, still thinking it was funny, even though it was, like, rude and about me. He was like...
I feel like he was right.
He was like, I'm wearing black.
I agree with him. We need to get him on the show. He needs to share his wisdom.
Shout
with
out
us.
to Big Kim. He's a drag queen I think he's in Miami right now, though.
Oh, nice.
So, but
I feel like everyone's in Miami this weekend. Like,
no, like he moved there.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, speaking of,
if you're ever in Miami, check out Big Kim. She's the best.
Oh, cool. All right. So speaking of Mike. That was my one question.
Oh, we're going to check in on the goals? Second question,
let's check in on our goals. Mm-hmm. So you had a goal. Well, I made a goal for you.
Right.
Actually, that when Mike, I hope he's, like, not listening.
No, I don't think he's here.
Great. Okay. That when he offers to do something, you're supposed to say yes.
Right.
Like when he says, Deb, do you want me to fold the laundry? You should be saying yes. How's that going?
It's going well. I do feel like maybe I like misled you, or like I feel like Mike does way more stuff than I do.
Like housework.
Yeah. Today
stuff?
I jokingly said I love my wife, and then I was like my husband.
Oh my god.
And it was funny, but like he thought it was funny, but only because it's, like, insultingly funny.
Right. So that was, like, a nervous laughter?
No, sometimes he just gets mad when I'm, like, that funny.
Oh, okay. So he's, like, jealous laughter?
Like, he's, like, mad that, like, I took a dig at him that wasn't funny.
He probably will use it on his stand-up, though.
Maybe. But he did all the laundry today, and
good.
And he made us the cheese crostinis with the bruschetta, he bought us this wine. That was very nice. Thank you, Mike. So he really does do lots of stuff. It's just that Mike can sometimes just not be mindful of everything that he's doing.
Right.
Like, he was using his saw at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that would hurt my ears.
But it didn't bother me because to me it was just so amusing that it couldn't impact me further than that.
Okay.
I was like, what is he doing?
Well, then you know what? You two are two peas in a pod then.
Thanks.
So,
Yeah.
good. All right. So, I had some goals, too.
Oh, yeah, your goal. So, how are you working on your goal?
I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like you could discharge me right now.
Okay. Wait, should I should discontinue the goal or should I discontinue like therapy because you really haven't been in for long enough?
Yeah, I'm ready to be done with therapy.
Okay.
I'm going to be one of those clients. Like, when am I done? No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding. No, I want to continue the goal, but this week I've been doing good with that goal.
Good.
And that's to pause more.
Right.
And also, as a result, deep breathe, which I always do that, but yeah, I've been focusing on that more. But so one of the things we talked about, Deb and I, were saying to reconfigure or redesign, better word for that.
Right, the Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
we want to make it more streamlined. But you know what? I'm starting to think that we are just not those types of people. Like maybe
girl, don't mess up my flow, because
Okay.
I'm ready to streamline.
All right,
this.
then streamline it.
I
am proud.
Streamline queen right now.
Because I had it in my head we should streamline it, and then you keep asking me questions. I'm like, I don't have any answers. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna stop asking you questions, and I'm gonna take the charge on that.
Perfect. I love that idea.
Good. So look out for our new Instagram designs.
Okay.
Thought of by me. I'm just kidding.
That's right. All Marie is
Yes.
doing because I have tapped out.
Yeah, no worries.
You know what? I have too many Instagrams at this point.
I hear you. No worries. I can handle it. But what helped me was with the designs that are coming out soon, I broke it up into smaller little goals. And that's I feel like great advice.
Wait,
because
short-term goals?
Yeah, I broke it down. I was like, okay, I'm going to do cute little quotes and memes for episode 5 to 10 for now. And then I did 5 to 10 and I was like, oh, all right, I did it. And then I'm like, all right, I did it. So let me lay down, watch So You Think You Could Dance. And then I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to do 9 through 12 now, and
right.
breaking it up and giving myself short breaks I felt was good. So take my little tip and
run with that. Yeah,
run
that's
with
great.
that.
I like
So I think
goals.
I'm doing good. Check
well done.
for Maria.
I agree that you are doing quite
well. Thank you.
So today I actually, for the first time at the nursing home, I did the progress notes report thing. So it's when somebody comes on the caseload at the nursing home.
Right.
Then you do an eval, and then you create long-term and short-term goals. And then you have to, revisit those goals to determine whether you because each goal has, a target date.
Yeah, that's...
Not, in schools.
Right. So when is this target date?
So my
6
target
weeks?
date with this person was today. So I had to go to the goals and then determine, where they were for their plot. In reference to their goal, and then I had to say where they were, where they are now, and then whether we continue or goal met. And I liked it. And then you choose so if you continue, then you choose rule of thumb 2 weeks more, and then that's when that goal should be done. That's the short term.
Nice.
And then the long term goals, the date was September 15th, so I just left those there. For that date. I said continue, but I left them for September 15th.
So you mean they have to meet this goal by September 15th?
Yes.
So when did you make the goals? So is it 6 months, 3 months?
It, so I think it was, I looked at it, I think it was 7-6.
Oh, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I think,
8, 9. So
and that's
2
off
months.
the top of my head.
So a 6 to 8 week goal, let's say.
Right.
So this is the example of our last episode when we were talking about I'm not sure if you're going to give this type of goal to someone in the nursing home, but if
I
you
do
know
have a nursing home goal if you want me to read it.
Yes.
Before you say what you're going to say.
Well, let me just finish this point. But for example, when you were saying I'm not saying you're going to pick this goal for this person, but when you know that the goal should be for 6 weeks, that's a term. That's indication that you wouldn't put let's say S in like sounds, words, conversation.
Right.
Right.
Because, yes.
Because then like conversation, let's say, is not going to be done in 6 weeks.
No.
So that's the time you would break up a goal, something like that,
Right, yes.
into like more
shorter
goals,
term goals. Yeah.
So, but go ahead, give your
So
example.
this is a nursing home goal that I honestly just took from somebody's file.
Great.
Patient will safely swallow mechanical soft chopped meats using guided bolus utensil placement, lingual sweep, re-swallow, alternation of liquids and solids, bolus size modification, and general swallow techniques precautions with 95% accuracy of attempts, 50% verbal cues, and 50% tactile cues to decrease signs and symptoms of dysphagia. So this is a long-term goal.
Nice.
And then the short-term goal would be a further broken down version of this.
So you're still working on mechanical soft.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like at this point we should just use this bell and be like, I have a goal for that.
Well, we'll play the game.
Okay.
We'll do the bell
Okay.
game.
All right. Okay.
But
all
then,
right.
Sneak
peek
So
of-
how many minutes are okay? I wanted to talk to you. Should we talk about multitasking or should we just move on?
Let's keep it quick.
Okay,
quick.
keep it quick.
Yeah.
So do you think you're good at multitasking?
Not really. No.
See, I think I'm great at multitasking.
You probably are.
But because
Perfect. We're perfect opposites.
Multitasking is not real.
Interesting.
It's not real. So everyone
Okay.
who thinks that they can multitask, they honestly can't. Because the best multitaskers are individuals who focus completely on one thing, then shut that off, and then immediately focus completely on another thing. So it really isn't
That's what I feel like
possible.
I do. That's why
But
I'm
it's
saying
like-
I don't multitask, because that's what I do.
That's good.
Oh,
Well,
good,
that
thank
is
you.
what multitasking is.
Oh,
so,
is
like,
it?
people who think that they could be an octopus and, like, use every arm, like, metaphorical
Right.
arm that they have to accomplish several things simultaneously, likely what you're doing is, like, starting many things but not completing them.
Yes.
But when you focus on something and then turn your attention off of that and then focus on something else, then that is, like, your true ability to task, because you have to, like, it's really your ability how quick you can switch between two different activities.
Oh, so really the whole definition of multitasking is not doing a bunch of things at once. It's like doing one, done, move to the next one, doing that one, done, next to the third one. So that's what...
Yes,
Oh.
it's like your processing speed and your ability to completely switch one off and completely switch one on. But when you are walking around with multiple things on your mind, you might trick yourself into thinking that you're multitasking, but really all of your space is just sucked up with that like mental energy.
Did I make up another word?
No, frazzleness could, well, whatever. Who cares if you make up word? I understand what ness means. Is
Yeah.
a state of being.
I know. I just feel like I want to be
and
like,
to be frazzled.
this is a realistic SLP. You make up words that are
You
not
do,
real words.
because you understand the function of language.
Right. Cheer. I need more wine.
Cheers.
Yeah.
See, I'm also
So-
learning that wine, even if it's
Is
like rough
great.
at first, if you keep drinking it, you get used to it.
Yeah, because it's like an acquired taste. Like when you're 30. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, are you 32?
Yes. Also, I wanted to say another thing about my personal goal. I forgot.
Yeah.
I kept saying, like, oh, I want to get free wine, free wine. My aunt invited me over, and she's like, hey, you want to try this Greek rosé? And I was like, yes. And she gave me the rest of the bottle. So
Very nice.
our next episode will have some rosé in it, some Greek
For
rosé.
free.
For free, you know.
Love it.
Thank you. All right, so let's start our game.
Okay,
Game
wonderful.
segment.
So I'm going to pick first.
Any last minute words on multitasking, though?
No, I said it all. You told
Okay.
me to keep it quick.
Yeah, good.
I
Perfect.
followed your instructions.
Now we're multitasking by moving on to the next task.
Yeah, I can't open the menu.
So let's just
Okay, I got
remind the listeners of the game. So
Oh, right.
we're picking names, We're picking different disorders out of this minion box.
Yes.
She's going to give me a case. We'll give each other case studies.
Yes.
And we will make up some goals for that case study.
Yes, we'll ring the bell when we have discovered the disorder based on the description, and then we'll ring the bell when we have come up with a goal for that.
I'm super excited to ring this bell.
Okay, wonderful. So, okay.
You want to go first?
Yes, Leonardo is a 47-year-old
sexy man. You say Leonardo, my mind goes there.
All right. Well,
sorry.
Did I tell you that I met him once?
I just saw the back of his head.
Oh, yeah, you told me that on your...
Yeah.
Two
Truths and a Lie.
Yeah. I didn't really meet him. He was talking to my friend Colin Jost, and I just kept thinking, like, Colin will understand if I have to interrupt this conversation. But I just couldn't think of anything to say, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to come out of this as, like, a sane person if I just, like, go into that conversation, so I didn't.
Wow, that's a lot of self-control, because I would be like, I don't care what, who, when, what I look like. It's Leo. I'm going to go for that.
But where I was, there were so many celebrities.
Oh.
So, like, I turned around, and I'm like, oh, this girl's in my way, and it was Anne Hathaway.
Is she pretty in real life?
Really pretty.
Yeah, I
and she's, like, fun and wacky, too.
I could see that.
She was kind of like me a bit, like, loud and pointy and, like, her hair was flying all over the place.
Really?
She was, like, hanging out with the Queer Eye guys. And
okay.
I feel like I just saw them, like, running. They were, like, all over the place. Like, they didn't sit still. They were fun. Cool. Anywho, so Leonardo, not DiCaprio, a gentleman.
Okay,
he's a 47-year-old male, and he is currently struggling with the ability to name items that he used to be able to recall the name of.
Did he suffer a CVA or a TBI?
He did have a CVA, yes.
What is aphasia? Oh, here we go. I'm going to change the game now, too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you have to answer in a question. Jeopardy. Speech Jeopardy.
But I never know how to say the first, I guess, like, because you have to say it as an answer.
Yeah, this segment of the game.
So if it was, like, what is aphasia, so it'd have to be, like, the individual has suffered a CVA, and therefore they are unable to recall the names of common objects. And then
Great.
Okay, fine, got it.
You got it.
Anywho, aphasia is correct. So what is your goal for this person?
I have a goal for, let me think, for Leo.
So Leonardo, what will he do?
So Leo, okay, so whatever the time is, remember, because we want our goals to be smart, just to reiterate that point.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, I guess maybe within, let's say a time frame will be in 6 weeks. So Leo, within 6 weeks, or in 6 weeks, Leo will name, so since Leo is like 47, I want the things that he's going to name to be functional and realistic for him. Mm-hmm. So I want to further assess him, and I want to see, like, is he not naming family members? Is he not naming, like, I don't know, his, like, favorites things to eat, So I would pick, like, a category of what I want him to name. So let's say it is family members, so I will say, like, Leo will name family members,
maybe you'd say Leo will receptively identify and provide an expressive label for 5 family members.
That's a good one.
When presented a photo.
Yeah, I like that one.
Something like that.
Yeah, I feel like we teamworked that one, which goes with my last week tip and trick, right? Ask a coworker to look at your goal and be like, hey,
does this make sense?
So you could do one big goal for receptive and expressive, or you could break it down into one. Receptive will identify family members when presented with a group of 3 persons, and then depending on his level, you could do, like,
because they could have agnosia where they don't have facial recognition skills anymore,
right?
But for the most part, like, I actually was specifically thinking about a guy I work with, and he does really struggle to recall the names of things. But we've just been working. Well, families, like, today he was, like, talking about his girlfriend that, like, I guess her birthday was today because I wrote the date down, and he's like, oh, look at the date. But because he has such severe aphasia and apraxia, that sentence took, like, 5 minutes to get out.
Wow.
And then I'm like, oh, I get it now. And, like, I don't know her name either. So even if we were trying to work on her name, I'm like, okay, let's just label these foods.
Right.
Let's start off with food.
Right.
So I had, like, corn, lettuce, and it was so funny, like you don't know where people's injury really does lie. Because he, like, even so, like, he's, like, looking at me. I'm like, okay, can you write down corn? And he's, like, looking at me like I'm crazy to think, like, he's a grown man who can't spell corn. I'm like, listen, I can't spell anything, so don't think that. Right. And then he starts doing it, and he realizes, like, he can't. And then he's looking at it and he's like, and he couldn't remember like the letter K. So like when people are in the nursing home, it's very difficult for them to like participate in several tasks because their motivation decreases because they're like in a place where they don't feel that much hope.
I get that, and that's like another point of why I would want to make that goal specific, right? Smart goals to what's motivating for them. So like,
right.
I think they're more, not to like knock your goal down, I'm just saying like he would probably be more motivated, or someone would be more motivated to know the names of their family members than like a random like category,
right.
you know. But
I don't know their names,
I know.
so it's like that would take forever.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Then it's also like, do you really want to show this person all these people who didn't come to visit them?
Right. So I know.
And you're like piano, chair. Right. I'm working on
piano won't give up on me, but my girlfriend's not here, so I don't want to know her name.
Exactly.
No, I get it. I know what you mean.
And then sometimes, like, for this guy today, like, I was just glad that I got him out of bed.
Right.
So, like, at that point, I was just like, and he really was a great participant today.
Right. I think with this, because I've worked with a lot of individuals with aphasia, too, and it's tough because a lot of the times you don't have, like, a whole year with them like you do with the kid. You have, like, these, like, couple of sessions, so you better, like, be on your best A game. So like you're like, we have this limited amount of time to work on this specific goal. So as much as you can try to like tailor it. So what I've like done with someone with aphasia, I was like, all right, what are your kids' name? And I like wrote kids' names and like wrote them on Post-its. And I was like, all right, show me which one's your kid's name. I'm like, all right, he got it. I identified it. But expressing it was a lot harder. So like something like that. Yeah, I think is a good goal. So, but I like how you like chunked it together.
Oh, thank you.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Well, I tried.
Yeah, girl.
And then there's also what you have to take into consideration when you're in like the skilled nursing facility, that like many of these individuals are on caseload because they have comorbidities. So this individual in particular requires dialysis, and he has like his mental stability has not been like very stable. So he's been quite depressed and then refusing dialysis. And then, like, so essentially we like drew the kidneys and we talked about the function, how the kidneys filter the blood. Wow. And if the blood is dirty, then the brain is being oxygenated by dirty blood. And that's going to make you have, like, thoughts that are not clear. And it's going to also impact, like, how the rest of your body functions because your organs are oxygenated by your blood. And if that blood is not clean, then dirty blood is, like, this is how I'm trying to explain it.
No, that's, like, amazing.
Like, dirty blood is what's doing that. So that's why you have to go to dialysis. Otherwise, like, you won't get better. But then, like, so sometimes that's what speech therapy is.
Yeah, so it's like half speech, half counseling. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and you're like just trying to convince them to do what they can for their health.
Right.
So that because their health is actually going to impact their communication.
Right.
And their motivation.
And how are you going to expect them to like participate in speech goals if they haven't even gone to dialysis? Yeah. You're like, hello here.
Like they have enough words to say no.
Right.
They're not going.
They're like, yeah. Beep, curse word, dialysis. Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. No, it is tough. I'm you know, it's
all right.
tough,
let's do one more before we hit this halfway point.
All right, my turn now. So I have to remember that we're doing Jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, individuals with difficulty with combining phonemes meant to create words to read.
Phonological processing.
Oh, I was. Oh, God.
Literacy.
Yeah. Did I give a?
I would have been like unable to comprehend written verbal expression. Written expression.
I don't know. I just went with it. You know.
Or like struggling.
I'm gonna blame it on the
code words.
I'm gonna blame it on the black current.
Okay. So a literacy goal. I would say. I have a goal for that.
Yes. Use that bell, girl.
Jacob will demonstrate comprehension of a grade level text by answering a variety of WH questions out loud or written down, depending on the grade, with blank % accuracy, with fading models, prompts, and cues. I'm allowed to write that. I know some places you can't, with 50% assistance or something like that. Mm-hmm. Another literacy goal might be that so-and-so Well, Jacob, I named him Jacob.
Oh, right. I didn't give you a name. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got distracted with Leo. I'm like, we can't
Right.
start naming names now.
So first the first one I said was it's literacy. So
Right.
he's going to demonstrate comprehension as his ability to answer a variety of WH questions in reference to the text. The other literacy goal might be like they might generate an original composition, or so and so will generate a. Was that literacy though? Persuasive essay? No.
Yeah, I mean, if it's off of a text,
Yeah.
right?
So so and so will answer open-ended critical thinking questions based on a text read aloud.
Yeah. Or recently read text
privately to themselves.
I like that one.
Yeah, something like that. Also, another literacy goal could be that they will compose a written sample. Short sample, like recalling the details.
Yeah. We'll recall 3 main details related to the text with 80% accuracy. Done.
There's our halfway point.
There's your halfway point. That was a good literacy. I feel like you could do so many goals with literacy. So.
Yeah.
But, all right. So at our halfway point, this is where we answer listener questions. Yes. And first and foremost, let's thank all our listeners. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, yeah. Deb is our numbers girl. Yes. I am like the visual Instagram person, and you are the numbers person.
I like to know the numbers. So
yes,
we're not at 20,000 yet. We're almost there. Tell all your friends. Tell all the boys you meet. You know that song?
I don't know that song. But anyway, yeah, tell all your friends, SLP friends, and even I was thinking like OT friends, teacher friends, I feel like would totally dig this. So tell all your friends who like wine. Hello. Anyway,
and cheese.
And cheese.
Which is all your friends, because who are you friends with that doesn't like wine? Well, unless they're allergic.
Right. I'm sorry if you're allergic.
Or lactose intolerant.
So we had a listener question. The question was, do you use rubrics to measure social skills? And she was asking specifically for older students. So I gave her like a quick answer on Instagram because I did want to talk about this a little bit. So if you want a formal assessment for pragmatics, you could check out the TOEFL test of pragmatic language. If you have a low budget, which I feel like is everyone, and you don't have a formal assessment, you could look up different checklists and assessments.
Yes.
And I also gave her the tip, which she liked my tip. So, yes, great. I suggested you can obviously like interview teachers, paras, if this is in a school setting, and observe the students in the classroom and at lunch and see what their social skills look like. So are they initiating questions? If they're initiating questions, what about the topics? Do they pick the same topics? And then a big one I feel like we might forget to look at is examine is commenting. So like maybe we've been working on initiating questions, and then like you notice a student will ask a question and their peer will respond and they're just like silent. So that's another big one, to look at their comments.
Yeah.
You know, are they saying, oh, okay, cool? Or do they know to follow up with a question? So that's an area I feel like of pragmatics that gets overseen, the commenting.
So when I am doing this, I think that it's too difficult. If someone's like, so-and-so will increase eye contact and like conversation, I'm like, what am I supposed to do about that? So what I think that what have I come up with is that I have like visuals that I made, and usually I draw them, but I just made a bunch, and they're like on my website and they're on my Patreon if you want them. So let's say somebody has an eye contact goal, and their goal is like so-and-so will increase eye contact during conversation with blank % accuracy and blank out of blank trials or whatever. So I would just do it like each time I show them the visual for the eyes. If they look at me, then they get the check.
Right.
And if they don't, then they don't. So I don't fixate on the whole session being like, how am I tracking their eyes? It's like if I show them the picture of the eyes, they look at the picture of the eyes, and then they realize, oh, I'm supposed to look at her, and then they make that adjustment, then I put a check. If they look at it and they ignore it, then they get an X. And that's pretty much just it. And like I'll just do that 10 times, and whatever their percent accuracy out of 10 is that. And then, you know what? Perhaps it is going to be variable across sessions, and that's just what I would write in my notes. In addition to what Maria said, the commenting. So I have like a commenting visual. So it's like if I pull this up and then they provide a comment, then they get the check. And if I pull it up and they need assistance for a comment, like a sentence starter, then they get the check, and they just put like with prompts. And then if they pull it up and then they do nothing, then they don't get it.
I like those. Those are definitely good. And then another thing you should look at is also like if they're doing these things with you, but you should really also be assessing, are they doing them with their peers? Because like maybe they give you way more eye contact than they do your peers. So when you're looking at their social skills, definitely look at how they're interacting with kids their own age, you know? And because that's your ultimate goal, to work on these skills so they're using them.
So they're generalizing.
Right.
And that's something that we talked about in the last episode, which I will say again, that we want to facilitate improvement of each child's speech, language, and communication skills so that they can function to the best of their ability in the least restrictive learning environment. We want to help develop the skills to absorb novel information and carry that information over to their activities of daily living. So that's the overall goal. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that I went to the speech retreat, and the Dabbling Speechy has so many resources for social skills. So
yeah, I did see that.
If you want a rubric, if you want a game, if you want anything in terms of social skills, you need to look at the Dabbling Speechy. Also, I just listened to the Speechy Side Up podcast, and they're the two ladies who host that. They're making a social book series.
Oh wow!
Together, and I don't know if it's done yet or anything, but it sounds like that's a work in progress that they're working on. So if you have a heightened interest in social skills, then you should check that out. Also, I listened to another episode of theirs, and they had somebody on who was like so into social. She said that she sees everything through like a social filter brain.
Cool.
And I can't recall who it was, but if you look on like Speechy Side Up, I'm sure if I did that right now, that they would probably Speechy Side Up. Also, they would have it listed there.
Just want to shout out Megan Bagel asked that question, so thank you for asking questions.
Yeah, thank you for asking questions.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so then also checking in. So if you want to talk to us, tell us what you think about the podcast. If you like us, if you hate us, whatever you want to say to us, we are slpswineandcheese@gmail.com. We are also slpswineandcheesepod _ between each word on Instagram. You can DM us. My Instagram, where I post speech therapy videos of myself giving speech therapy to individuals who require it.
Right.
My handle is at Deborah, DEBORAH, Brooks, CCC, SLP, and Maria.
Maria _ KOTSONIS SLP. And we usually tag ourselves in every post. I got the tagging, girl. I told you I'm all about the Instagram page. So don't you worry. But so let's get back.
Let's go back to
our game.
So I want to
literacy,
say literacy is the ability to read and write. And here are some literacy goals that I've written for my students that I just want to give to you quickly.
All right.
In one academic year, blank will improve receptive language skills, which is still literacy for this goal, by identifying and interpreting figurative language and literary devices, i.e. metaphor, simile, sarcasm, in text read aloud and independently with 80% accuracy with fading models, prompts, and cues. If you can't say fading, then just say what you have to say in your state. So in one academic year, blank will improve expressive language skills by retelling a story or reciting a familiar poem with appropriate detail and sequence with 80% accuracy with fading models, prompts, and cues. In one academic year, blank will improve expressive language discourse skills by using appropriate language to explain, persuade, inform, compare, and contrast with evidence to back up claims with 80% accuracy with fading models and cues. In one academic year, blank will improve pragmatic language skills by following established rules of communication, such as turn taking, topic maintenance, using appropriate nonverbal communication, such as eye contact and facial expressions, in 3 out of 4 trials with 80% accuracy with fading models and cues. So there's just a couple.
All right. That was a lot of info. But I feel like whoever has a lot of students with literacy goals definitely like appreciated that, because that was like.
And the last one was pragmatic.
Yeah. No, that was good.
But,
yeah, for sure. All right. Want to move on to our next question?
Okay.
All right. It's your turn, and I'm answering. So,
okay.
yes.
So this one is I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Margaret is she's a 52-year-old female who at times is very difficult to understand, but then at other times has islands of clear speech.
What is... Oh, it could be apraxia or dysarthria. I'm apraxia because
it's only apraxia.
Oh, it's only
dysarthria does not have islands of clear speech.
Right, that's why apraxia.
Very good correction.
Yes. Because they are inconsistent.
Yes.
Okay, so what is apraxia? Okay, so a goal for apraxia... Well, it's tough because, again, we don't know. It's not. We, of course, you want the goals to be individualized. It's like disclaimer to this episode.
Right, yeah.
But you want just like a sample like goal for that.
Yes.
Like just pick it out of.
And then I'll talk about like an older lady who I have with.
Okay.
She's not even old. None
So maybe for an older person, you could give like a goal to like use a strategy like over articulation. So you could say like, what's her name again? Maggie. Margaret. Maggie. Margaret. Within 6 months, or I don't know, 6 weeks, Margaret will use the strategy over articulation when reading 3 to 4 word sentences with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive trials. So you can give her a few phrases, and hopefully they're functional phrases.
Right, yeah.
Hi, my name is Margaret, and you're going to teach her to really pronounce those sounds and hope she's articulate, and give her phrases that are functional and she'll actually use in real life.
Yeah. So I have a woman who, on my caseload currently, who has such severe apraxia. For the most part, all of her volitional speech is just nah,
yes,
and that's it.
You told me about her.
And we recently got her to say no.
Great functional word.
I know. I was like, if I'm going to teach a word, it's no.
Yes.
But, you know, the N was already there. So it's not like I'm some, like, genius miracle worker. I was like... You know, we have we could do no.
Well, that's good because you're using a strategy within speech of that when you pick goals, you want to pick something that's an emerging skill and attainable. So she has N. Let me think of some words now with N.
Right.
What are some good ones? No.
Right. So
do you want to fold the laundry?
No.
There we go.
I don't. So basically we've just been doing like I've been modeling the sound and we've been repeating the sound until we're both like sweating and exhausted, and then we stop.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and that's it. And so I don't know what the goal would be. It would be like so and so will produce consonant vowel combinations with blank percent accuracy when provided visual models, prompts, and cues.
Yeah.
Maximal.
That was good.
I am tactile, visual, verbal, everything. Right. And we got her to say no, and she's so proud.
That's great.
She's so proud. So now we're working on, like, mo.
Cheers. No.
Cheers. Mo
Cheers.
and no, yeah.
Awesome. Cheers
and
to
then
saying
we have
the word
nah,
no.
So I was like, maybe we can do not. But
yeah.
the T, we don't have any airflow. Trying to get her to maybe I have to get a whistle or a kazoo or something.
Maybe
trying
some
to
like
teach the is just not even it's just not happening.
Maybe you can consult with the PT for some airflow techniques.
No, we're all talking all the time.
We're all talking. Oh, okay.
We're all talking all the time.
All right.
Yeah, it's so crazy when someone is so extremely motivated. She's always like ready to come to speech, and I'm just like,
aw, here
we are. I'm like not nervous or like putting it off. I'm just like, we're just gonna do our best the whole time. But
yes.
like she's really she really wants to be able to speak.
That's great though that she's motivated.
And she understands so much. Like everything I say, she laughs at because I'm hysterical.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, I mean, she's having a hard time with the T sound. you're saying?
She's
Everything?
having a sound with the whole motor coordination.
Oh,
So
okay.
really the only thing that's like happening currently is N and ah, nah, or nah,
okay.
nah, nah. So we did like and we could do
Right.
and we can do ah, and we can do ooh, and we can do oh. So we're working on consonant vowel combinations.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that, and she's
Yeah.
happy with that too.
Good.
We're doing choir. We're like ah.
Right.
Ah,
Good.
We're varying pitch just because like we just want to like establish control over her linguistics this time
Right.
at this point
Yeah.
because we don't have control. She doesn't have control. I don't have control. So
Right.
we're just trying to control it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
That's our goal.
Love it.
To get some control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My turn, right? To
Yes,
pick one
ready.
out of the hat. Pick one out of the hat. Okay. The box, I mean. Okay. This is a good one. What is an alternative way to communicate?
Oh, AAC. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, ding. Yes.
Augmentative alternative communication device. So my goal
Right.
for AAC.
Oh wow, girl, you are running with it. I didn't
Is-
even give you a case study though.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Give me a case study.
You want an older or younger client?
Whatever you want.
I'm gonna
I'm
be
going
nice.
to have to be the SLP who steps up to this plate.
Okay. Oh gosh, then I'm gonna give you a. All right.
All right. Good.
Michael is a
Glad it's gonna be
third.
hard.
Michael. I'm
Pour
gonna give you
some
the hard
wine.
age too. Michael. Yeah, pour that one. Michael is a 13-year-old male with ASD and communicates with a dynamic display AAC device. He is able to answer yes/no questions, and he needs some help with some other higher order language concepts.
Okay.
So maybe which one would you like to work on?
So does he have Proloquo?
Yeah, sure.
That's
why
what
not?
he has?
Yeah.
Okay. So
he has
I
that
would
one.
do an interest inventory to determine what he likes.
Okay.
And you said that he's doing well with this device?
Yes.
Does he enjoy
ish.
games and things? Like what
Yeah.
he
He
enjoys
likes,
games?
you know,
Does he like
13-year-old
video games?
Yeah, of course he does. He's
Okay,
13.
so he's 13. He likes
Yeah.
video games. He's
Uh-huh.
able to play the games. Does he like
Yes.
the YouTube videos
Of
on
course,
those games?
yeah, sure. he
Okay,
does.
so I'm gonna make a Proloquo page
Okay.
that's all about what's that like Minecraft.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And then so we're gonna play Minecraft together with the I don't play Minecraft, but like I would play for this 13-year-old
Correct.
kid that exists now. So I would play the game, and I'd probably like find labels, and like there's obviously missions in this game, or like things like you have to grab
Right.
tools. So I would create icons for those, and I would try to at my best, because you said he's already able to do all those basic
Right, like
things.
yes,
He can
no.
answer yes, no. He
Yeah.
can request more. He's probably so sick of people asking him, "Is this blue? Do you want a pencil?"
Correct.
So-
yes.
So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play Minecraft with him, and I'm gonna figure out what some words are with that, and then we're gonna try to have conversations about that. Like, I like this, or I need this, or can you get this for me? Because I think that's like, isn't it like you build things together?
Yes, Minecraft. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about Pro Loco to go. I'm like, yes, you do. You build
Oh, that
relationships.
too.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ring this too.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely, I like all where you're going with this goal, and I would word it with Michael. Within 1 year, Michael will provide 5 comments related to a topic of interest to initiate an interaction with a peer across 3 consecutive sessions with 80% accuracy.
And then maybe a goal about creating a plan with a partner.
Yeah, see,
Something about creating a plan, something like that.
I
don't
think
know.
it's great if they're 13 and
They're
they're
collaborating. So
like,
so-and-so
yes.
in one academic year, so-and-so will utilize his device in order to collaborate on a mutual idea with the
Oh.
sentence starter, let's something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I like that.
Something like that.
I think it's good that you're working on like his interests, and then again, like I was saying before, like maybe we're teaching a lot of initiating questions, like do you want to play with me? Maybe he could like very easily tap that out on his device.
Mm-hmm.
But what about commenting? So what about when his friend does something on Minecraft and then it's his turn to initiate? That was cool. You know,
Right,
help
that was
him to
cool.
find that on his device.
But also give him things like, this guy.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You could break down commenting from like positive
and
neutral,
yeah.
and negative. So like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like you can go first. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
this
or you're
guy's cheating.
right.
I don't think you could
that would
cheat
be
him.
negative. Be like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fun. All right, your turn, right? To give me
Yes.
something.
I'm
And
gonna pick something.
we have a bunch of stuff in this box. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them today, but
Okay.
we're gonna try our best.
So Eric is an 8-year-old boy who is referred to you due to poor intelligibility. Upon assessment, you found that the majority of his utterances were produced in his nasal cavity.
Would that be cleft palate?
We did cleft
that
palate
one,
last
right?
time,
All right.
it's
So
not
then,
cleft palate.
what is voice resonance?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But I would also assume cleft palate, and you would have to figure out if it is a voice issue. So if you had this, you must refer to an ENT immediately.
Yes.
And then you can, once you get an ENT evaluation, and you find out that there is no cleft palate or even like a submucosal cleft where it's like covered and you can't see it. Because, there could be thin tissue over it.
Yep.
And that's why the air is escaping. But once you've ruled that out, then you can figure out if it's voice and resonance, and that's what this is. So go ahead. What are you going to do for Eric?
So it's just, so there's not a submucous cleft at this point, right?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's just hypernasal for no reason at all that you can't.
Oh, man.
Well, maybe he's got, a high arch in his, palate.
Right.
Or maybe he's got, poor, I don't know.
Yeah.
Velopharyngeal.
So I would work on some oral sounds to make those less nasally. Because I feel like we did talk about this in our last episode.
Just with the cleft palate, I would have them touching their nose to determine whether or not the sounds are happening in their mouth.
All right. So, I mean, it depends. Because then a lot of times, because I've had a kid like this too, a few years ago, but he had a poor production of R. So I'm like, this is great. I'm going to work on R. Mm-hmm. But I'm also gonna work on less nasality, so you can try to get a two for one there.
Right.
You know, I'm sure you can find some artic sound that he could work on as well.
Right. So in one academic year, Eric will
produce R. Let's say.
Okay.
R in the initial position of single words. Oh, not in 1 year. It depends, but R in single words. And short phrases. I would probably
just say non-nasal sounds.
Right.
In the oral. So in one academic year, Eric will increase intelligibility by producing non-nasal sounds.
Right, which almost all of them.
Or demonstrating appropriate placement and resonance, something like that of non-nasal sounds. Because we just want to make sure only M, N, and NG are happening in the nasal cavity. So yeah, something about non-nasal sounds. Which
That's a good one.
Very awkward goal that we just gave.
I know, but no, I feel like we're good. You know, we're trying to get through everything. Okay, I got a good one.
For this eval that I did for a kid that had this.
So we are. We're not moving on to another one.
We'll pick it, and then I'm gonna.
All right.
Look how quick I'm doing this.
Okay. Wow, that was fast. She already found it. So should I not multitask and move on to the next one?
Look at my eval. Isn't it beautiful?
Wow, she has a lot of checks and a lot of breaking things down.
Pages. My evals are so long because I just don't want anyone to think I didn't do a good job.
Wow, her evals are fancy.
Look, I don't even have goals on this page.
But
I just have the eval.
Okay, so.
Anyway,
so then, I'm going to just pick a new topic then.
Right,
because I feel like if they're really interested in your VPI and your...
Okay, I didn't write goals because I said after ENT evaluation, speech and language intervention should focus on Oliver getting out of the room.
Right. Dogs are here.
Oh, everything's a disaster. Okay, so after ENT evaluation, speech and language intervention should focus on improving speech sound production, eliminating phonological processes, pacing, self-monitoring, and eliminating compensatory behaviors.
Yes, I like that.
But I didn't write the goals because I wanted them to go to the ENT first.
Right, because you don't want to, you have to rule out all the other things.
It was a private case. I would have been taking these people's money, and meanwhile, nothing would have made it better because if there was a hole in his mouth, then...
Good ethical decision.
Listen, my heart might be broken for people, but my conscience is clear. I
Good
don't
one.
do anything that is harmful to another person.
Of course not. Of course not. No one said you did.
No.
All right, so we have like 2 disorders left.
Okay, go ahead.
Can we do this?
Yeah,
like
we
quick?
can.
Because we
Yes.
still got tips and tricks and a
All
quote.
right.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
girl, ready? Oh, God, this is like a loaded one.
All right, hurry up.
A difficulty with understanding and expressing oneself.
Dysarthria.
Oh, God.
Well, because I know what's left.
no,
it's
expressive and
Ah.
receptive language.
Okay, so an expressive language goal. So the
I gotta go for that. I stole that.
Okay,
Ready?
stole it for me.
Stole. This is like the lightning round now.
Okay, good.
I like to sequence things. I like to sequence stories, sequence short stories,
Yes.
sequence steps. So sequencing
I'm
goals are
always,
good.
Talking about like mine would be just like you said, sequencing that like so and so will recall details in stories with appropriate. No, so and so will recall events and stories with appropriate detail and sequence with
Right.
80% accuracy. But I also wrote this other goal that I really do like, which I don't know what other people will think. But I say in one academic year, blank will improve receptive, expressive, and pragmatic language skills by identifying and explaining character emotions and stories and providing a rationale and possible solution, such as blank feels blank because of blank. Blank would feel better or worse if blank occurred.
I think you've talked about this goal, and this is great because this is like problem solving.
Yeah.
This is identifying emotions, which are super important.
And nobody knows how they feel about anything, so I just want to teach kids young to know how to identify feelings.
Good
and
for you.
Come up with solutions.
I know how I feel, and I feel great about this goal.
Good.
So
okay, good.
how about that?
Okay, good.
Maria feels great because this goal is great,
And it's receptive and expressive. So, like, I understand how I feel, and I'm able to express it. Because I can make a text-to-life connection. I'm connecting to an individual I read about or heard about.
right, and that taps into that theory of mind.
Yeah,
we
and
were talking about.
increasing sympathy and empathy and compassion.
Awesome. All right, our last one. Should
Oh,
we even?
boy.
Oh
What is
boy,
it?
what's the last one?
Oh, this individual does not have any islands of clear speech. All of their sounds are distorted. They might. Yes.
What is dysarthria?
Yes.
Okay, so a dysarthria goal. I'm gonna go back to my other one of the over-articulation.
Mhm.
That's a strategy. And even I feel like if you're having older patients, like a big part of your therapy and therefore your goals should be strategies to teach them, like giving
Right.
them the tools.
Like
So
think,
when they-
think loud, think shout.
Yeah, like that,
What
and
is
like
that? Lee
think-
Silverman.
yeah, LSVT.
Yes.
Think loud, be loud. Is
Think
it?
loud, think shout.
I don't know about
I think
that,
it's
but-
think loud, think shout. Think. I don't know.
I
But
think
yeah,
for
over
dysarthria,
articulation is
yeah.
good. I also, for dysarthria, I like so and so will demonstrate lip closure for 1
Right.
minute by
Yeah.
like holding a tongue depressor or
Right.
like a coffee stir in their lips
Yeah, so you're thinking
for
like,
a minute or 3 minutes.
so I didn't give you the names again, but let's
Yeah,
use
whatever
Leo.
it is.
I want to use Leo
Okay,
again.
Leo.
So Leo will maintain labial closure for a
Oh,
minimum
look how fancy. I didn't.
labial closure for a minimum of 30 seconds independently across 3 consecutive sessions.
Right. Good.
80% accuracy.
Good. I like
I have a
that.
goal for that. I have a goal for Leo.
You did it. We did it. It's over. We did all of the things.
Yes.
Right? We
We
did
did.
nonverbal, aphasia, apraxia, articulation, phrenology, hearing impairment, autism, ASD, social emotional, cleft palate, VPI, dysarthria, dysphagia and feeding, expressive, receptive, pragmatic, literacy, phonological awareness, stuttering, voice, and residence.
I feel like you need a drink after that list. All right, you take a drink, and I'm going to go into my tip or trick.
Mhm.
All right, tip or trick segment. I'm very inspired by this session.
Our session that we had together.
/ podcast episode. My tip or trick is to use a bell during speech therapy because it's
I
fun.
bought this for the dogs
Yeah, you know.
so that they
It's-
could get a treat.
So buy a bell.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheap. It's affordable. It's fun. And you can use it outside of work too. So what's better than that, you know? Just carry around a bell and like
Yeah.
yeah, and people are going to be like, "Why do you have a bell in your trunk?" And you're like, "What do you mean? I need it for my dog. I need it for
Yeah.
work. I need it for my husband to cook for me. Like I need it for Leo to come over, you know? Like
Right,
just
yeah.
use a
The
bell."
bell. I like the bell.
Yeah, that's my tip or trick.
My tip is to, when you get into your speech therapy session, to just start it off by setting a timer.
Nice.
So like let's say I'm in the nursing home and I'm supposed to spend like if it says like concurrent, which I don't even know what that means, but I think it means, I always assume that means how long I'm supposed to be with them.
I almost thought you meant current, and I was like, that's a blackberry.
Oh.
That's the wine. No, I hear you.
If it says 60 minutes, then I'll set my timer for 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll set another timer for 10 minutes. And then every time that 10 minutes is up, I'll like transition to something else.
Wow, that's good.
And then I'm just like, we're only doing 5 sessions of 10 minutes. So it kind of like breaks things up, and it like, so I never feel like bogged down by a long session because I break it up. So I have like my overall timer, because like when the overall one goes off, that's when you're wrapping it up, and like you might keep on going with that conversation, or you might like have to get them into the elevator, or like bring them to OT, or like you have to.
So this is a good nursing home sniff.
Right, sniff.
Goal or hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
So then, but I even do it for speech, like in school. So if it's a 30-minute session, then I set my timer for 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then all my times 7 minutes.
Good.
So I set like one timer for the overall time, and then a second timer for 7-minute increments.
Wow, I like that.
So that like we're moving on to the next thing. And then it's also like the children are aware of what that bell means, that they have like an awareness of time and efficiency.
That's why I like using bells.
Yeah.
That goes with my tip or trick.
Bells and timers.
Look at that. Bells and timers.
Our quote today is, you will find success in all that you pursue as long as you commit your efforts faithfully.
Nice. And so just commit yourself.
Commit your efforts faithfully and you will find success.
You will.
Don't find an excuse or an avoidance strategy.
Exactly.
You will find success in all that you pursue as long as you commit your efforts faithfully.
Nice.
Yeah.
And on that note, good night, everyone.
This has been SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And that was our podcast
For the wine-loving SLPs.
Adios.